a little bit of a cool intro to exactly what this new UI is capable of doing.
And here we go, Daybreak.
So the map is
Bam!
Daybreak. The matchup is Protoss versus Protoss, and in the bottom left of Daybreak, we have
The red Protoss, it is KsChacal.
KsChacal? KsChacal! Sounds like a raven call or something.
Caw!
And his opponent in the top right, the blue Protoss, representing Incredible Miracle. Not really, but you can see it in his base. Is his opponent the blue Protoss, KsSoultouch.
Have I touched your soul before?
He's touched my soul right now by picking Incredible Miracle.
I feel jiggly.
I don't know what that means. So we have the pylon going down right near the front ramp of Soultouch, and the pylon closer to the nexus of KsChacal. So both players will obviously have very similar builds at the start. You do see the giant Incredible Miracle logo. It's so sick. Just to let you guys know, the players don't actually see those logos, because if you can imagine, if this was a map where you had more than one spawn, you could just come close enough to see the logo and then leave and know where your opponent was. So that'd give your opponent an unfair advantage. So what the developer decided to do is make it only visible to observers, just for your benefit. It's a really sick feature of this UI, this GameHeart UI. If you guys are at all interested in learning more about GameHeart, you can, I'm sure you could Google them. The guy who's developing it is a really cool guy.
Ryan Schiff.
I just know it's Ryan. I didn't
I saw his last name before the game started. But look, we can see now already deviation from the build a little bit. A 12 gateway going down for KsChacal, and a 13 gateway going on for Soultouch. So this little bit of difference.
Huge difference.
It is. It actually really is.
Go.
There's like a couple of, you can actually get about 5 or 6 seconds difference on warp gate timing.
Huge. I know this game's a matter of seconds and stuff, but
listen, if I get my warp gate timing 5 seconds before you, you will be screwed.
Yep. So this could mean that that KsChacal is looking to do a little more aggression a little early on, but we do have the probe inside of the base of Soultouch, so he will be able to see the timing of that gate, maybe even be able to infer from that just how quickly he's going to have to deal with it. And the cybernetics core, you can see it's actually quite a few seconds ahead, so he will be. It looks like Songers was right. Oh my God, let's all stop the stream. Let's ask the players to just hold on and pause so that we can just revel in your majesty, Songers.
Just bow down, Frank. Bow down to me.
Yeah, go on from that, you jerk.
Oh, I can't. Now I feel terrible. I'm sorry and I apologize. Here, you have a tidbit this time.
Apology accepted. So the chrono boost on the nexus of KsChacal, meaning he is pushing a lot into his economy, and also using a chrono boost on his warp gate. So he might be timing this perfectly to make sure he has just enough chrono boost to push his cybernetics core into warp gate much faster. But the timings on the warp gates look like they're almost even now, although it is a couple seconds in favor of KsChacal.
Exactly, and we see one probe just kind of walking around, KsChacal's probe walking around Soultouch's base. I don't think this probe is going to be able to put out any kind of pylon now with the Zealot chasing after it. Although, who knows, if he's able to have this probe walk around for long enough, he might try to do that pylon in base, dropping so many pylons that the Zealot can actually take it out. We see the first Stalker will be popping out for Soultouch in just a couple of seconds, and now it has popped out, and this probe will die.
Oh, the probe did lead that Zealot on a merry chase for a very long time, but eventually did get the bested, and now this Zealot-Stalker combination running across the Incredible Miracle logo. The one Stalker on KsChacal's side decides to look for any sort of proxies wisely, although he will find actually he may find a pylon in a beautiful, very intelligent play coming out of Charcoal, is able to find this pylon and is able to kill that that probe before it causes any more havoc in his base. Meanwhile, the Zealot and the Stalker now are at the front door, so it looks like this this diversion is enough to make sure that Soultouch is able to get his army to the front. But now with the two Stalkers, they're able to deflect this aggression.
And you can see that Soultouch actually stopped probe production for a while, sitting around 20. However, probe production has not stopped for KsChacal. After seeing his warp gate, I guess, aggression being taken out as the pylon went to Skybright, decided to drop a Nexus right away. So this could be a little problematic if KsChacal decides to go attack him. However, if he thinks the pressure is gone and is just going to tech up himself, this could be bad for KsChacal.
So you can see how the logo for Incredible Miracle actually followed Soultouch to his natural there. You'll see it again later. The robotics facility coming out, or robotics bay coming out for both players, although KsChacal's is a little bit more delayed, but the Nexus and the robo bay, so teching up and getting the economy advantage, Soultouch is really trying to push the issue.
And KsChacal really isn't looking to be aggressive at all. This might be his downfall in this game.
So sick. Look how we can even see the probe counts.
That is
so
pretty
good.
cool.
It's so good.
Everything.
You get so this GameHeart UI. Sorry, finish your point. You wanted to say something.
I just wanted to say that if he's not going to be putting any pressure up soon, if this Robo comes out, if some Immortals are popping out, he's going to have a hard time breaking this front. Even though that Soultouch did drop his Nexus first, there seems to be a couple of spikes going on. Maybe the players want to pause or something, but maybe not. We see 2 sentries sitting there for Soultouch, so they will be able to block the ramp in case any aggression comes here. And now with the Robo done, here comes... Oh, no Immortal coming out for Soultouch, but the first Immortal is going to be coming out for KsChacal.
So deciding to even tech up even farther. So Soultouch is playing a very greedy, pushing technology as far as he possibly can, getting very little army, and deciding to get his robotics facility, his giraffe zoo, if you will. 1 Immortal is coming out for KsChacal, just as you mentioned, and soon we're going to see a battle of lasers, War of the Worlds. But what I wanted to say, so guys, with this GameHeart UI, just to keep you up to speed and to know exactly what you're seeing here, in the top corners you can see both players, and the color underneath it is the color representing their race, so that's pretty obvious. You can see still the minerals and the supply just as usual right beside the GameHeart logo in the center, but underneath the supply you also see the worker count, so you'll always be appraised of just how many workers are out there. So you can see Soultouch has a decent advantage KsChacal,
it's paid off.
And workers,
Nexus has paid off. Now he's way ahead in workers. Now he can produce probes at twice the speed with that chrono boost as well. And with his first Colossus coming out, the Colossus time is actually very similar for both players. And just with this extra economy that Soultouch can afford, he can make Colossus and also warp in units. While KsChacal can only do either or basically, and not enough gas for
Indeed, he won't be able to have the production capabilities of Soultouch. So as long as Soultouch is able to make sure his production is high enough to actually relinquish the funds that he is saving. But we do see that it's actually KsChacal who is the aggressor between these two. He is putting pylons across the map and now is charging across with his forces. A decent number of zealots, an Immortal in the mix, which will be very crucial in defending against the Colossus that is already produced at the base of Soultouch.
I feel like a problem here is that when the time he arrives, that second Colossus will be able to be finished. And it looks like he's going to catch the army right now here. The army is going to retreat up the ramp for Soultouch. A nice force field could block the ramp, and that's a great one right there.
So he's going to have to start working on this debris on the side. Decides actually not to wait for the Colossus. Colossus is just going to walk through that force field like a boss. Does decide to move in to put his army in a favorable position. The army value of Soultouch is not as high as KsChacal, and it looks like KsChacal is just ripping through this army, and the entire force was just devastated. And now Soultouch, I believe, is having to GG, and we're concerned a little bit about the leg, but